Okay, well,
Well,
do you want to get started, Brian?
yeah, might as well.
All righty. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second in our series of 4 webinars dedicated to discuss to transitioning your studio to online sales. My name is Terry Keller. I'm the Sports and Events Product Manager for Black River Imaging, and I'll be your host as we learn how easy and profitable it can be to take advantage of the new technology that's increasingly in demand. Now, while there are several great online photo sales options out there, this webinar series focuses on the PhotoDay platform and all the great things that it can bring your studio. Joining me today is my colleague here at Black River Imaging, Philip Buckley. Philip is our volume photography specialist here at Black River, and he'll be taking your questions during the discussion. Remember, after the discussion, time permitting, there will be time. We'll have a Q&A session with Brian Derenski. If you'd like to ask a question, we ask that you please use the Q&A button on your Zoom console to do so. It's easier for the moderator to keep track of all your important questions. We don't want to really miss anyone. And that's where we're going to be conducting the Q&A during that portion of the webinar. All right, so my guest host today is PhotoDay Trailblazer and charter member of PD100 hashtag club, Brian Derenski. Thanks for being here, Brian.
Hey, thanks Terry for having me. It's been this has been a fun series, and I'm glad to be here with Black River Imaging. So,
Yeah, it's so great working with you again. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so last time we talked about getting started with PhotoDay. Today we're here to discuss creating packages that really drive sales up to that higher package so that you're making the most of your selling opportunities. So I watched the re-recording of the first episode, and I shot the job and I did my advance pay and the incentives, yada yada. It didn't blow my mind. It wasn't astounding, and I had the exact same packages that perform really well for me in the IPS.
well, do you mean the exact same packages from paper? So you just took them from your paper order sheet and put it on your price list online.
Yep, exact
Okay.
same packages.
All right. Well, that right there is probably part of your issue. Um, there are things that don't necessarily translate from paper to online as well.
Okay,
Um,
wait. So let me ask you, what do you mean by packages that drive sales?
well, we're talking about enticing the buyer to buy more, pushing them to the next level of what they want. So you always want to put stuff in packages of what they really want, but you want to entice them to go bigger. And digital really allows you to do that. So, the online sales process is quite a bit different than the old school. There's some serious differences between the old school and the new school. So, previously, all you had was the one image. You got to sell the one pose and the team photo, and maybe if they ordered a buddy picture or had a buddy picture taken, that was something that was available. There was really no way to upsell them with multiple poses. The new school, you've got the ability to add multiple poses to a package. And so now it's no longer just the image holding the value, it's the product holding the value. So offering them that value over multiple poses is really what drives your sales up higher. So, I don't know, we're talking about digital packages as well as print packages. So you used to only have one package, one image in a package, and now you've got multiples. But you can also control that, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But you also don't want to just parents don't want to leave out images. So you couldn't have when the little brother comes up and wants a picture with the big brother holding his bat, or next to him holding his football helmet or something. Those spontaneous things that happen at almost every shoot, you really didn't have a way to sell that. With the old school paper forms, there was no way to offer that. I used to just throw it in as an extra. As a freebie. But now you have a way that they can choose those images. So you create that fear of missing out of getting those cute poses.
Well, when you did that before, also you stepped outside of your normal workflow to do it.
Yeah,
this
you
way.
had to really step outside, and there was extra work that went along with it. So,
Right, right.
you know, but now you also can create digital packages, so a digital only package, um, really allowing them to download, you know, either social media or full res or a combination of both. That's another option for them, and a lot of parents just want the digitals, even though it may not be what you want them to have. That's what they want, so you can offer that now. So they really, you know, they're really having that fear of missing out, so they're going to buy as much as they can. And well, of course, we're got to incentivize your packages. So if you didn't incentivize your packages, you know, did you confuse them? A lot of photographers, you know, with the paper forms have, you know, 30 packages, you know, package A all the way to down to, you know, double E. That's a lot of packages for a parent to go through, and they look at it and they go, I don't know what I want. I'm just picking the 8x10, you know, or I'm going to pick the you know, the memory mate and call it good. So you've limited your sales because you confused them. You created a, you know, decision paralysis, which is not something you want to do. So you keep it simple. 4 to 5 print packages is enough. You know, and don't be afraid to create that top end kitchen sink package. So I had just recently done this about 2 3 months ago. Created a you know, $150 package, and I thought nobody's buying this thing, and I put all kinds of stuff in it. I, you know, digitals, full res, social media. You know, I had trinkets in there, I had all of it, and sure enough, within 2 days of posting this gallery, I had somebody buy it. I was like, "Are you kidding me? What was I missing out on before? You know, why didn't I do this sooner?" And so, build it, and they'll buy it. You know, so. But also, I think you can also, there's a similarity between old school and new schools. You used to be able to, you know, create a pose control, so you could control how many poses went in a package or how many poses you offered. They have to buy a separate package to do it, but now you can actually do it inside of how you structure your price list. So in PhotoDay, you can, you know, when you're adding packages or products to your package, you pick the product you want. So say it's an 8x10, and there's two ways to add that product. You can, okay, you hit add product, and now it's over in the product for that package or in the price list. But if you add another one, that would add two and give them the ability to have two different poses. However, if you just went ahead and hit one, and then in the quantity portion you hit plus one, two, three, four, they're going to get 3 prints or 4 prints, however many you added, of one pose, of the single pose for that product. So that's how that differentiates, and that's really great for dance schools. You can limit the number of poses. You can make it so that they have to buy another package, or they have to consider what they're buying inside that package for, you know, the number of outfits or skits or whatever they're doing. Um, I've seen a lot of people that have really great success with managing it that way. Uh, I've got digital file packages now, so I've removed the social media digital out of all of my. It's no longer in my a la carte, so you can't buy a single social media digital. That's because I added it to the top 4 packages, and the bottom one doesn't have it in it at all. So you can't buy my bottom one and get a single digital. Um,
So if I want a social media image, I'm going up a package. I'm going up
right,
a
but
step
I
by
also in the marketing
step.
of that have put into the this package description free social media digital. So you think you're getting it free, you're not, but you know, that's the marketing behind it, is you've given it to them free, but they can't buy it by itself. So it creates some exclusivity to that package. So they, you know, that makes them want to move up. Um, you know, that's, I enjoy doing that, but I also like the best pricing model strategy. So tiered pricing is another way to call it. So, you know, incentivizing them by limiting time. You never want to expire your galleries. I'm going to talk about that when we start talking about promos, but don't expire your galleries, because people, it takes time for people to buy. I actually still get orders from things that I created last year. Mom just forgot, she got busy. I get an email, hey, is that gallery, can I still order? Of course you can. Who says no? I mean, you don't say no in sales. You say how much, or you know, what, how do you want it, and so just give it to them. But here in tiered pricing, you're really what you're doing is you are strategizing how you are structuring your prices. So, best pricing would be in 2 weeks, you want to expire your current price list and then move in a different price list that's 10 or 15% higher. That really does move people quickly to get through, to drive their sales. And of course, we did talk about this a second ago, which was package naming and description. Using that, if you didn't use that from paper, there's a lot you can do in that description that needs to be said. So, your naming convention, it no longer has to be package A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. You really want to name it something that moves them, that says what's in the package, or it gives a description that's a little bit more individualized. So something like, family package for sharing, family sharing package, which means there's a lot of little prints in there that you can share. Name it something that means something to what is in the package. And then use that description to indicate the value of what's in it. So free social media, free 8x10, tell them what they're saving over a la carte. Save instantly 15%, no coupon needed. That kind of language really is what helps push the incentive.
And to be honest, I get sucked in by that.
$60 off. That's actually 58% off. So,
that's correct. 58.2% to be exact.
Yeah. So do your math. Make sure you know it.
So last time we talked a little bit about extending your sales period and all the ways that PhotoDay has to help you kind of really work that marketing angle. The thing that's been missing for volume shooters who are doing that IPS is all that marketing. So how are we reinvigorating our sales, or how do we use all of that?
Well, you're going to see most of your sales are going to happen in the first 2 weeks. About 40% of your sales for that particular gallery are going to happen within 2 weeks of you publishing the gallery. People get busy and they kind of slack off a little bit, and there's always a lull. And so you really want to make sure you're communicating well with them. And there's multiple ways with PhotoDay to do that. They have prepared messages that are already set up. So these text message for different particular groups. So you can target one towards, I think, advanced pay credits that haven't been used. All people who have opted in can get you can have a custom message made. Or everyone in a dormant gallery that has opted in is basically what I'm trying to say. And then non-purchasers, so those that have stuff in their cart, so an abandoned cart message.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah. But then you also want to be able to do this with either email or text. But if you're running a fundraiser, that really will have to motivate people to buy their images before that expires, because you don't want this thing to drag on forever. Your league or team or whatever organization wants their money, and they want it before the end of the season. Otherwise, they really didn't need it. They need it now. So you want to get them as fast as possible. So you want to make sure that everybody's purchased something before the deadline. So you'll send out an email that basically says, for your product or for your purchase to help benefit your organization, we need you to buy, place your order by this date. And then after that, that's your cutoff for what you're giving your league. So that's really how you want to fundraise.
I think that's an understood operating practice as well. They don't, like you said, they want their money. They don't want this to drag on.
No, and honestly, I think another good way to manage fundraisers, and this is kind of a different side, is you can use the advanced pay credits as your fundraiser, and so you'll know exactly when you publish your gallery how many people have had an advanced pay credit. So you can literally cut the check as soon as you publish your gallery. That way, your obligation to the league is over. They can see, you can just tell them how many opt-ins or how many AP credits you had, and base it on the number of credits, whether it's a percentage or a flat fee. I prefer doing a flat fee. That way I know exactly what I'm giving them. So
yeah, great stuff.
They have promos. So PhotoDay's great with promos. They've got a lot of built-in marketing in this system. This isn't just an online gallery
I have to
or
say, this was for me, one of the other really very impressive things was the way that the many ways that you can extend your selling period in PhotoDay. This is
yeah. They the promos that they offer are already built in. So there's a calendar of promos that you can just automatically, or holiday promos. So these start about a month before the holiday, so that people have time to order and deliver. So like for Father's Day, it started 2 or 3 weeks before Father's Day, so mom had enough time to order photos for dad. But the next ones that are coming up are 4th of July. Then there's back to school. You've got Labor Day, Halloween. All of these holidays promos are already built into the system. You just go in and you pick the one that's next available for you, and that can really invigorate. And that's also where I said do not expire your gallery. If you expire the gallery, it's not available for a promo. So you've killed your sales because you expired your gallery. And also, if you did a best pricing model, so you had your first price list, and then you had your 15% increase price list that happened 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after, whatever schedule you want to put that on. Now you leave that price list up there, so any promotion you want to provide, whether it's free shipping or 10% off, you already know that you're making 5% more on a 10% off gallery than you did your first release with the first price list. So you're not losing more money, you're actually going to make more money running a promo. So another sales strategy of using the promos to increase your sales. And then, of course, the holy grail of all promos is free shipping. I think there's marketing research out there that's been done that says 80% of online buyers will purchase something if you offer free shipping. And it's true. I mean, I do it, you do it,
so true.
who doesn't love free shipping? So you got to
Will
love
you
it. And
pay
then,
just will you pay just a little bit more to get the item if you get free shipping? I will.
yeah,
I don't
especially if
want
it's
to
going
pay.
to save me, 8, 10,
Yeah,
$12 or more, depending on the size of what you're ordering, the product you're ordering. Some of
yeah,
that shipping stuff can really kill you. Um, and it's really, going off into a tangent. That's really kind of what's driving, Amazon and all these other companies is that you're getting free shipping, for
yeah.
all
Yes,
the
I
products that you could go down the street to buy. So I don't even have to
all
leave my
right.
house. So
All right, so we've gone into the Amazon territory. We've gone into the
yeah,
Amazon. So this wraps up the planned portion of the discussion. So we're going to move to the Q&A. But before we do that, folks, I want to remind you guys that in 2 weeks, I believe, is it the 14th, July 14th, we're going to do our webinar that's going to go over the Capture app. You're definitely going to want to tune in for that. Brian's a real pro. I have seen this in action. I was actually on a shoot with Brian and watched him use it, and it is absolutely amazing. So it's life changing.
I'll
So
tell you, the Capture app and private galleries save you so much time that really just removes all of the hassle around paper, around data. Your class data or your roster data. It's really, it's a very unique way, and I love it. It's really made my workflow much faster on site. I've got more time to spend with each player, so I can spend more time working on them. I don't have to worry about, do I have the image number written down right, or do I have the right order form? God, did I scan the right barcode? I don't have to mess with all that. It's just take a quick reference photo and go. And by the way, today they are releasing Capture 2.0. And so I will have more information on that after today.
we'll
I
have some great stuff
can't
to
let the
talk
cat out
about.
of the bag
I
just yet
know.
because concurrently they are talking about it right now in the PhotoDay forum. So
That's terrific. That's
anyway,
terrific.
you want to find out more about
Okay.
that? Tune in next week or 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna let Philip talk for a minute here. Looks like
No,
we
please
have a
don't.
question. We have a question in the Q&A from Larry Stack.
Yeah, Larry's got a good question here. He says he's working to offer packages for a dance program that has always had mum and dad photographers shooting for free. So his big question is, how do you convince families to buy pictures when they're used to not paying for them?
Well, you're offering convenience. The PhotoDay platform is going to make it so that it's so easy to buy. They won't say no, and plus, you're going to have much better photos than mom-tographer or dad-tographer just taking them with their DSLR sitting in the seats, far enough away, or if they're at an event, they're too far away. You've got the gear, you're a professional, you're going to make a lot more impressive images that are going to sell, and you're going to be able to give them the option to see them before they get them. So that's really kind of the benefit of going online. As far as competing with free, you'll never compete with free. If that's what they want, those people are not going to buy. But really, it's the difference between professional and amateur. The images you provide are going to be way better, and the service. You're going to provide them a service that's outside of just handing them a disc and saying, here you go, or throwing up a gallery on another service and saying, out of the 1,800 images I shot at this dance event, go find your kid's photo. You can help organize that. So you take some of that stress out of it.
That's great.
I think I think also too, to that, if you're and I'd love to do a webinar with Brian about this, but also remember your compositing and the post shoot editing that you can do to add value to the shots that maybe mom got kind of the same shot. Come on, we know your shots are better, but that's another way that you can add value, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen Larry's work. He's going to be much better than mom-tographer. So
that's awesome. Okay, so come on, Ronnie, do you have a question? I know you have a question. Hello, Michael Cole. I think you were here first time. So we have another question.
Let's see. Yep,
Sorry.
Janet has a question. Let's see. Will you put forward general profit percentage you aim for? Brian?
Oh, okay. So she's asking, she's been in a high price but a low sales market.
Mm-hmm.
Don't understand the averages parents are comfy with. Really, it's really a per market thing. That's a really tough question to answer because your market and my market are going to be completely different. I'm in the third largest city in Missouri, but yet my I think the average income in the area is like $43,000. So really, it depends on, I think, what they're looking for. If you're offering them convenience on top of quality, you're going to see those sales. As far as averages go, I mean, my sales average is somewhere around almost $48 an order, which is way up from paper forms 3.5 years ago, which was like $18.50, $19 an order. And so I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm making what I want to make. You have to find that average kind of on your own, where you need to make money and how you need to price. It can also have to do with your marketing, how you're marketing your pictures and how you're marketing your picture day events. So with PhotoDay, there's all kinds of marketing available to make that more enticing. The app, they've got their own app, so they download an app to their phone, and now their images are right there. They're going to get a text message when they're ready. So that convenience is really going to help. I'm not sure if you're a PhotoDay user already, Janet, but if you're not, then that's something that I think they can help you with.
Is that something you can kind of break down to a percentage at all, Brian?
Sorry, what?
Is that something you can break down to a percentage rather than an actual figure?
That's what I was going to say. Is there a formula that you use? You said the median household income is $43,000. So is there a specific formula that you would use to say, okay, this is what the market will bear?
Honestly, for me, I haven't done a formula. I've just kept pushing the envelope until I get complaints. That's how I've done it. Until you start getting multiple complaints of how high you are, how expensive you are, then you really haven't found that pain point. I just recently raised my 8x10 price to 24.95 now. So, I was at 18.95 last year, and I think I was at 15.95 the year before.
Yeah.
I found that I needed to raise that to keep people from just buying a single 8x10 and being happy with whatever they put on it. So it was, most of the time it was the memory made. So I valued the product higher at that point and realized that people weren't complaining until I got to about $24. And that's now I've started to get people going, boy, you think that's expensive? And I'm like, but it's not, considering what you're putting on it. So if you'd like something a little bit less expensive, we've got packages that are available, and you consider a savings of this much in each package. It's all how you address the question.
Won't your league or event coordinator also kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what that market will bear as well? That's just been my experience in the past, is that they'll kind of let you know. They're going to want to know what your prices are, and they're going to kind of let you know if you're too high. And I think that's the worry, is being too high, not being, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like,
there is a pain point, I think, but I don't let leagues dictate to me what my pricing is, but I do take into consideration what they've dealt with in the past. But I also know that I'm offering a much better product, a completely different style, and the convenience of online ordering and PhotoDay. So yeah. I can offset that question by telling them what I'm providing them instead. So that's how I've handled it with the questions that I've gotten.
Great. Okay, we've got a kind of a two-part question here. Can we hear more examples of your package names and also specifics of what packages you found sell well, and what's in them and how much are they?
Okay, that is a huge multi faceted question. So we've got the kitchen sink package. I almost made one lovingly the other day that said, Mom doesn't love me quite this much package. And it was like, it was like $18.95 and came with like one print and one, but we didn't make it.
I'm
it was
the fourth born.
I'm the fourth born kid. Fourth born. No, you can name it things like, large family package. So that means that what's in there you're going to give to a large family. You've got enough prints to provide as gifts, or for grandma to hang on her refrigerator, and Aunt Carol to put it on her on her wall or whatever. But you've got a large quantity of stuff in there that really tends to tell people what's in it, on top of the description. You got to use that description to kind of help suss out what's in the package so they know what's there. As far as what's in my packages, I don't know. I'm going to bring up a package right now. We'll just do this live. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This could be a disaster, but let's go. New window. All right.
Are you going to try sharing?
No, I'm not going to try sharing. Let's see if I can bring this up. I just got rid of everything there. We'll get out of that. All right. I'm going into my PhotoDay dashboard as we speak. Nothing like learn on the fly, right? Okay, so too many windows in my way now. Going into the store, we're going to go into price sheets, and today's BRI Extreme Team price sheet. All right, so package names, everything digital. I've got one that's just all digitals. And right now, that is a negotiated, it literally says in here, save over 60% of the a la carte price, choose up to 18 full res digitals. Now and in there it says you have to contact me to tell me how many digitals you have in there, because I will adjust the number as it goes. There's one of the little bit of drawbacks between offering digitals. Right now there's currently no way to just offer every digital that's in your child's gallery. I like to manage it anyway, so it's really not that big a deal. That's usually a conversation that happens. And then I've got the 5x5 digital. So you get 5 digitals and 5 8x10s. And it says it right here. You get a 60 or 56% over the a la carte price. You get your favorite digital images and 5 full res digital images and 5 8x10s. So that's a multi-pack. They know they're going to get digital and prints together, and that's actually starting to sell really well. I have the Pro Bowl package, which is $99.95. It's a ton of stuff. Let me see. I've got to open this up a little bit more. So I have everything in the All-Star 2 package. Plus, you get a full res digital. Comes with a print release. Package has 4 4x5s, 4 5x7s, 2 8x10s, a 3.5 magnet, HD metal keychain, social sharing download. And then, of course, in that social sharing download, I put in that description. It says digital products are not refundable. Now, that's also on the receipt that they get when they receive their download link. It's literally right there. They are not refundable. Please choose your images wisely. You're going to get phone calls that say, "Oh, I downloaded the wrong image." I'm sorry, but I can't refund that. If you'd like to buy it, I consider doing something on a discount, but I'm not going to refund that choice because you made that choice already. Yeah. So, and then of course, we got the basic rookie package, which is, what did I say?
That the mom doesn't like me quite as much.
Yeah, this is the mom doesn't like me as much as my older brothers package, or we've got 7,000 photos from them, and I, but
The last
we don't call it that.
Okay,
So I don't know, Midori, did we answer your question? I'm not. There was so many parts to it. I'm not sure how far in I got with it.
Remember, folks, that we're going to have a fourth webinar series, where Brian's going to answer, he's going to play guru, and he's going to answer some really popular questions that he gets all the time. So he's going to impart just wisdom, business wisdom on you, business and photography, and just he's going to be guru. Everyone wear your tie-dye. I'm going to. And join us. So that might be, Midori, that might be a good one for you to sit in on as well.
Very good. Yeah, and I'm happy to take questions offline too. That's fine. You can find my social media and stuff online, Brian Derenski Photography, or just Brian Derenski.
Mm-hmm. He's in the forums as well.
I'm in the forums. I'm in all of the volume forums, as well as the Facebook user group. So, if you have questions specific to Facebook or specific to PhotoDay, ask them in there, and you're going to get not just me, but every other trailblazer that answers questions. So we're constantly in there just asking, answering stuff all the time.
Yep, definitely join that group. Anyway, okay, so next question.
Okay, Michael is asking, how do you manage working with 2 or more photographers at an action sporting event?
That is a good question. I am not an action shooter in terms of that type of volume. I've shot action before, and I only offer it as a, it's called targeted action. So a parent can hire me to follow their player for an inning or a game or, a half or whatever. Say it's a football game. I'll follow their player for, half the game. And, for a flat fee, they'll get a gallery download, which is not done inside PhotoDay. That has to be done outside PhotoDay, and I'm happy to provide that link to them off of my website. Basically, they can just download all the images of their player. So I can follow somewhere between, 10, 12 players in a game. And so, for $50 a player, they can get a full gallery of all their downloadable images. And I've spent, 3 hours in a night making, $350. So, that's...
Well, I think, Brian, just thinking about it off the top of my head, I think that the Capture app would be great for this. Michael, I'm not sure if you have access to the players beforehand, but if you did have access to the players beforehand, then you could go ahead and shoot that image. Couldn't they all shoot that image? I'm thinking about the Capture app, but then I'm thinking
could.
There's some upload them, let them use FaceFind.
There are some limitations. Masks and helmets are prohibitively restrictive to finding their face. Profile, just a profile of their face, it's not going to pick up the profile. It needs the eyes and the mouth in the picture. So, if you're only showing one eye, it's not necessarily going to pick it up. It is pretty incredible. I'm amazed at what it finds. I had 250 basketball players, and we had a line, and my check-in person was just taking pictures of them as they were going. Well, you get kids behind them, 2, 3, 4 kids back that were getting picked up in this image, and they were putting them in the same gallery because they found their faces. Now, that error is really easy in PhotoDay to fix. It's literally a quick button push. You just ignore the extra faces. And you can just assign them to whatever gallery you wanted them in anyway. But yeah, so it picks up everything. So it's pretty impressive. But it really doesn't handle masks, not necessarily face masks like this, but a helmet that's covering most of the face, or it has a hitter's helmet it's covering part of their face here. Profiles it doesn't do a really great job on, but it can be done if you are doing it in if you know what type of angle you're going to be going for. It can help, but you're really still going to want to manage tracking that player in another method. As far as
you could do it with jersey number tags and that sort of stuff. But also,
I've seen people do it with wristbands. I've seen them put a wristband on the player, so each player gets a different color wristband, and so when they come up, that orange is so and so or pink is so and so, and they don't interfere with the uniform, and nobody usually says anything about it. But you can use just a wristband around there, like the type you get at like a water park. Just have multiple colors, and you can tag them, or if they're playing football, they don't want it on their wrist, they can put it on their ankle, and you just look for the ankle. So that's just another way to do it.
Genius. Nobody wants to be Mr. Pink, so leave that out.
Yeah. Day glow colors are really good because they're easier to find. So
okay.
Midori is asking, in PhotoDay, can we have sub albums within a gallery?
Can you have sub albums? There's no such thing as really albums in the gallery. You can separate out by tag. The tagging process is actually pretty powerful. You don't even have to do it in there. You can use your folder structure on your computer to upload and pre-tag your images. So I would just have your one upload folder, and inside that folder, say you have a folder for each team or each player if you're going to do action, and then it will tag all of those subfolders. It will create a tag for each of the subfolders on your computer. So when you go and upload that main upload folder, every subfolder that has images in it will tag the images in there with the player. It'll create a tag for each folder. So all those images will be automatically tagged, which is a really really fantastic and easy way to tag things.
That's awesome.
It will also use keywords, but you got to be careful how you keyword things. So if you're keywording things in Lightroom, you got to be careful. Make sure you're not adding some generic tagging like 2021. Well, now that 2021 tag goes on every single image. So you're going to have a tag that when you click on 2021, it's going to have every image in the gallery. So yeah, be careful how you tag it. But they can use keywords as tags as well.
Okay.
Okay, Roddy has a lengthy question here. I'll let you read this one, Brian.
All right. Yes, I do. Okay, so I currently do TNI. Is this platform good for this as well as maybe GameShoot? It's built for TNI, Roddy. This is really TNI heaven. Makes your job so much easier. It says, I'm behind the 8-ball and I'm trying to grasp of what we're discussing. I assume it's software that allows online viewing and purchasing. It is. After I shoot TNI and send out digital proofs, you no longer have to send out digital proofs. When you publish your gallery, the parents will get a link to that gallery and they can go look at them themselves. Then they choose a single pose per package with the opportunity to purchase additional a la carte. Right there is old paper form mindset. You're gonna have multiple opportunities to sell to them now versus doing it this way. Opportunity to purchase additional a la carte items or packages. I also require a minimum purchase before I send out proofs. Okay, so the advanced pay product or advanced pay process, you can also require that minimum purchase. So you can say, for you to purchase, we need you to buy a $10 advance pay. In the advanced pay setup, there is a little tab that says, require subject name, and so you'll get a list in a CSV file that you can download and say, okay, so these are all the people that have advance paid. And when they come to your desk to check in, you can go, well, Steve Smith didn't buy an advance pay. Would you like to do that now? And you can just have them do it right there on their phone in the app. That's another way to control who gets photographed. If you're compositing, that's also a way to make sure that you get money in the game before you outlay cash or time, extracting and compositing. Let's see. He says, I offer at least 4 to 5 poses to choose from, and that's a good thing. You'll be able to do that really well here. Will this program streamline the workflow? Absolutely, yeah. Roddy. Absolutely. This is where you want to be. Yeah, and you can. There's a whole lot more to go into it, but we're going to talk about that capture app next time, which I think is going to help you really organize these files and photos and really get right down to the consumer.
And it lets the consumer buy directly from their phone, which is what they want to do anyway. Most of the purchasing, online purchasing anymore is done on their phone. It's super easy. The app is really terrific. Roddy, there are a lot of videos that can help you get started. You can watch our episode 1. Philip can send you the link to that. That'll kind of give you some tips and tricks. They also have some really good information on the PhotoDay website, photoday.io. You can go there and they've got resources, and you can find out how to do anything that you want, how to get started and all of that. It's great. Or Roddy, you can also call in and talk to Philip, and Philip can help you get started.
No.
So, there you go.
I'm just
joking.
He's
kidding. He's kidding.
Roddy and I
have known each other
for a very long time.
We have known each other for a very long time. Roddy, I'm so glad to see that you're still in the business. You're still around. Those hurricanes haven't gotten you down there in the bayou.
Okay, Michael has a question here. Let's make sure I'm reading this correctly. Oops, my screen scrolled down. How would you organize 24 all-star players from 2 teams in a 6 inning?
Yes.
Six inning game with 5 to 20 images per player in a team or individual gallery?
I would probably go. Sorry, knew that was going to happen, but at least it just happened in the Q&A. Michael, I would go ahead and use a group gallery and tag the players accordingly. So hopefully they've got a way to recognize each player, a number. You've got some way of identifying each one, so you can organize those for the parents, so they're not having to look through a whole gallery of images. If you were so you're talking action. Yeah, that's how I would do it. I would use a group gallery. I know there's a couple of guys that are using it for huge volume action on PhotoDay currently. That's not 100% in my wheelhouse, since I use it as a targeted. I basically shoot targeted action, so I'm getting paid up front to shoot and focus one player. Let's see, 5 to 20 images per player. Yeah, it'll handle that. That's not a problem. Yeah, honestly, that's how I would do it. Is group gallery and tag them.
I think it would be perfect for PhotoDay. Handles, like, they've thought it all. I mean, they handle so many scenarios, and they'll work any way you want. I would do what Brian, though. I'd put that in a public gallery.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can use PhotoDay internally. I mean, there's lots and lots of little ways that you can tweak it to your own methods. So there's all kinds of little workarounds for all kinds of stuff.
I wonder how much buying competition plays in. Like, I wonder if, like, they can see all the players, so they're like, well, I wonder what Carol bought for so and so. You know what I mean? I wonder how much.
Yeah, and if you really needed to, honestly, you could go with the private gallery. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, since you're not going to be able to most likely get face find to work, depending on what angles you're catching and how much motion there is, and other faces that are involved or in the image. It may not work as well, but you can also upload all that. Say you get all that data from them as a roster, you can upload to a private gallery that you only use for you. You put it in a private, or you put it in a public gallery, but you use the private gallery as a way to communicate with the parents and give them information for their players. So you can use it multiple different ways. There's a ton of ways to use capture and the private gallery process. So
Okay, Joseph is asking, don't you find online ordering a loser for leaks versus the impulse buys of Picture Day?
No, actually, I find it the opposite. It's much better. You may not have as many orders, but your orders are going to be, exponentially higher. So, once they get used to it, there's also a transition time involved with
Yep.
moving over to a new platform. Parents take time to learn something, and once they've got it down, the next year it's like piece of cake, or even the next season. Some of these youth leagues, they're soccer. Then the next one they're playing football, and then you got their kid in baseball, and so they're using it, multiple times over an entire year, so they'll get used to it. But I found that the sales are much higher, and I'm not so worried about the volume of the orders necessarily as I am the quality of the images and uh, the profit margin that I'm making on it. So
Well, and the nudges, the extra marketing things, the nudges and the promos and all of that, that you couldn't do that with before with the paper envelopes. You had a very disconnect there. Now you don't. You still got those SMS, the numbers and emails, and you can market to them as long as they're opted in.
yeah.
Okay, Janet has a question on the digital downloads. Will PhotoDay allow downloading digital upon purchase? And what digital does and doesn't it provide the customer?
Yeah, PhotoDay absolutely does instant download. So as soon as you purchase, you get an email with the link in it, and you just click download, and it'll open it on your screen as an image file, and you just right click and download it from that point. And it's instant. I mean, really, it's within seconds of you ordering. You can do both social media as well as full resolution. Full resolution means whatever resolution you uploaded it to their system. So if say you've got a 5D Mark IV and it's a 30 megapixel image, the only restriction is it has to be under 15 megabytes. But file size wise, whatever pixel dimension you upload is what they're going to get. And you can restrict. Here's a little tidbit. You can actually restrict digital file download. You can say, I do not want this image downloaded, and you just click the little cloud button, and it puts a cross through it and says you can't purchase this as a download. And if you try, it'll say, I'm sorry, this image is not available for download. So that really, I use that for Teams, and for occasionally if I'm doing something that's just a memory made or just a custom piece that I have a specific print size that I want them to buy, I'll limit that to a non-downloadable file. So I really do it for Teams to keep parents from ganging up and saying, "Oh, hey, it's a $45 image. Why don't we all just chip in $5 and now it's a $5 download for each of us?" That kind of prevents that, so they can't download that digital image. Because 9 times out of 10, what they want to do is go print their own stuff, or they want to make more products out of it. And obviously, that's not part and parcel of the print release process. So, yeah.
Okay. Midori has a kind of a general question here about, have you ever tried offering albums to dance studios, like a 5x7 album?
Albums, yeah, actually, that I know that there's one. I haven't done dance studios. Oh gosh, the last dance studio I did was over 6 years ago, and it's been a while. So, but I know there are photographers that are using an image, an album to sell as a group. So but PhotoDay doesn't manage albums. That's something you're going to have to do outside of PhotoDay. But yeah, offering an album to a dance studio is a great idea, and it does work. And they,
I bet they're developing something like that. So you just stay
yeah,
tuned.
if it
Okay.
doesn't exist today, wait 6 months. They're coming up with all kinds of stuff. I can tell you this year is going to be pretty exciting as far as feature releases, and I cannot tell you about any of them. So,
Brian.
Hmm.
okay, so we got more questions.
Okay. Yeah, we got more questions here. Michael is asking, he says he tracks by hashtag easy to match with the team roster in most cases, and he is trying to combine images of the same player at bat with the same player at his defensive position. So manually doing this takes forever. Any tricks for organization?
That is a complicated question, and there really is no great way to do it, Michael. That's you're having to manage. Um, if really you're gonna have to manage it by camera. So you'd have a guy that just follows that one kid for whatever from one inning to the next, and to organize it that way, or it's all manual. You're really doing it about the only way that you can, as far as I know. Um, since you're taking multiple shots on the camera for each kid, yeah, you're really kind of sorting it out manually. That is really about it, unless Tari's seen something better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
I was thinking, can we somehow think about this? And Brian, you and I maybe talk about this later, and we'll get in touch with Michael and see if there's something that we can come up with that might help.
yeah, I know a guy. I know a guy locally that does this quite a bit, and he's
Okay.
on PhotoDay. So I'll contact him
Okay.
and find out if he's got a method that he does that by. So
Okay, we have your email address, Michael. We'll contact you. We'll research that and contact you.
All right. And then Janet's question. In the last session, you said there was no system allows for auto albums. Do you know of a reasonable way to allow parents to favorite or otherwise tag as album images across a number of different photo dates? I know you can mark.
That's spanning galleries, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like it's
So your
spanning
tags
galleries, and there
can't
isn't a way to
span
do
a
that.
gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, your tags won't span galleries, unfortunately, because you're saying date, but that would be a gallery. So if you upload them by date, they're all separate galleries.
Yeah, it's really kind of that's a
You guys are really asking some really good
that's a complicated question. There's really
Boy,
no
they're
answer.
really-
I can't give you one for that because I know that people have been asking to be able to order across multiple galleries, and I'm not sure how they're not favoriting them. They're having to favorite them into each gallery, but yeah, there's really no way that I know of to do that. Across, I'm trying to figure this out. How she's to allow parents to favorite or otherwise tag as album images. Okay, I'm just assuming favorite images, not just.
Yeah, so they can favorite the images they want in an album, correct? And then, oh, I see. Across.
I'm replacing the word album with gallery because there's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Janet actually has a follow-up there. She says, what if you have a single gallery per team or school that uses subfolders?
well, there's no folders. It's really tags. So if you're using a group gallery, you can use tags to separate them. So you basically tag the images. Now, once again, I said you could structure on your computer. Your folder structure can be your tagging system. So you have a folder that just says uploads, and inside that folder you'd have whatever date you want. You could literally use the date. So 11/4/2021. Or whatever date you want, or by team, or by whatever tag you want to add. We'll separate that out to help them. You can also, by the way, use FaceFind in a gallery in a group gallery. You can offer it to them that they can upload an image that they'll then search that gallery for them. So if you're doing TNI and you're using a group gallery, you can still offer them to use tags and FaceFind for finding their images. So they just have to take a picture or upload a picture from their phone into the gallery, and it will search the gallery for their picture. So as far as, let's see, did I answer that question, or did I just jump off the side here and
Did you run it off in the ditch?
yeah.
Oh, no. I think maybe Janet would also benefit from maybe a little one-on-one. And also, Janet, you want to make sure that you're here for episode 4, because we'll be this is all that big overarching general knowledge that Brian has.
Well, and if you go over to PhotoDay and you sign up for an account, in the dashboard there is Getting Started with PhotoDay. There's a video that walks you through the entire process and will explain to you how it works, so maybe you can integrate what you're thinking into how it works. So there's a video that really walks you through every aspect of it.
And
right
the
up
other,
front. So.
I think the other thing Brian alluded to earlier was instead of album, use the word gallery, and instead of folder, use the word tag. And I think if you equate those straight across and stay with that, you'll probably be okay with
right.
what you're thinking. I think you're thinking correctly, but
the terminology is confusing it a little
yes,
bit.
It is a little confusing. Okay, so
we are just about out of time, but
we've got a couple more questions.
We have quite a few there. So
we'll get to as many as we can.
All right.
Okay.
Speed round.
All right. Go ahead.
Here we go. Speed dating. Let's go.
Go ahead, Brian. You're a quicker reader.
All right. No, I don't. Joseph, I don't find social media to be a problem. I handle every question or every problem immediately. If you have an issue with a parent and they've emailed you, my policy is reprint it, reshoot it, or refund it. Period. Simple. I generally don't have any issues with that. I will manage everybody as soon as I possibly can. The difference between it becoming a problem and it being you being their hero is how fast you respond to the issue. So, I don't let it get out of hand. And, if they really are that upset, they get their money back. I don't even care if they get the prints back. I
don't know how anyone could get upset over his work. I don't know if you've seen his work, but it's amazing. So, but I'm sure, because there are some people you just can't make happy. So, okay, next question.
What brilliant minds developed PhotoDay? Well, you're talking about Lisa Malice. You're talking about Rainer Floor. Jonathan Dantes, and a whole host of programmers that are just way smarter than I could ever hope to be.
They really had a vision.
They are literally the culture and lifeblood of PhotoDay, and it is what it is today because they are working on it tirelessly. They are fantastic people to get to know. So let's see. Janet also says, okay, maybe a parent school folder. Then tag based on date. Thought that would be so cumbersome for parents to see thousands of images. No, if you're tagging it and they click on the tag, if they search, so once you open the folder or once you open the gallery, it asks you, do you want to search by tag? Do you want to search by face find? Or do you want to search by all images? You can literally use all three, or you can uncheck any one that you don't want them to use. So if you don't want them to search by all images, you want to make them search by tag or search by face find. You can say, I'm not, just uncheck that as an option in your dashboard when you're setting up the gallery. And so you tag those images so that they can find them faster. And so you could do it by class, so preschool class. You could shoot it by date. So if they know what date they had their picture taken, you can sort it by date. That helps file it down to by date. Let's see.
Roddy's got interesting questions about using it for a live event and.
Oh, I actually already answered his question.
Okay, cool.
Over. Typed the answer. He was asking about using it at a live shoot and if he could upload the images immediately and can parents see that? And I said yes. If you've got Wi-Fi, you can upload those images. Yeah. Brian knows a little bit more about that, but yes, you can actually. Have your QR code ready and they can see the images.
Yeah, it takes a little setup on your end to make sure that you've got everything set the way you want it. But as soon as you are done shooting that day, if you don't do any post-processing or need to do any post-processing or, everything's right in camera, man, you can literally dump that in and upload it and you're done. You could be uploading it as you go. If you set up a hot folder or some kind of a watched folder that would be on your end. That has nothing to do with PhotoDay. But you'd be uploading to the PhotoDay gallery, so you'd need a method to automatically upload there. That's, if you want to figure that out, that's an easy way to do it. So let's see, Joseph. It could lose your job for next time saying they had too many complaints last year. I don't know if that's as much a question or statement, but I'll just address it with this. Excellent customer service, excellent communication, and speed at which you handle the problem are going to negate any kind of issues you have and won't turn into a problem. So if you let things drag on for weeks at a time and you don't respond to them or you ghost them when they contact you, yeah, you're going to have problems. People are going to start complaining. Just get it out there and be proactive with your customer service.
Okay, the next question is, does Black River Imaging have an online store? Yes, we do. Go to blackriverinimaging.com and go to the mega menu. In there, you'll see all of our products listed, and most of them you can order online. If you can't order them online, we do have a ROSE application, one for volume product and one for wedding and portrait product. We also have our own proprietary sports and events software, SEP. Little commercial for everyone.
SEP, Sports Events Photos.
Sports Events Plus. So hey, thanks everyone for being here. If you joined us last time, I wanted to let you know we did re-record the webinar without all the technical difficulties, so it makes a little bit more sense. So if you were here last time, thanks so much for coming back. And do go to we sent out a follow-up email. You can go to our Black River Imaging YouTube channel and see the re-recorded version. We kept the Q&A portion intact, and we just stuck it on to the end because there was so much important information. Thanks so much. We have so much fun doing these, and you guys are so awesome. You have the best questions. Come and see us again in 2 weeks, where we talk about the Capture app, PhotoDay's Capture app, life-changing stuff. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Take care.
Thank you, Michael. Bye-bye.